In today's YouTube video and tutorial, we are going through a complete start to finish tutorial on Aweber. Aweber is an email marketing software tool which you can use to send out emails to your subscribers. Think of this as like a broadcast medium where you can literally blast an email to all of your subscribers, all the people if you're doing a Kickstarter campaign on your wait list, all the people if you're doing an e-commerce launch who have subscribed to your website, or if you're a coach or a consultant, send out to all of your students or all of your prospective students. This is a way to simplify your process if you're a business owner, if you're a nonprofit founder, really anyone who wants to really supercharge your business using the power of email marketing can benefit from Aweber. So I'm going to target this video to be much more beginner friendly, beginner level. And if you're ready to get started with this tool, I think you're going to like today's YouTube video. And welcome back again to this channel. My name is Salvador Briggman. On this channel, we love to demystify complicated topics. And today we're getting into Aweber, which is one of the best email marketing software tools out there, specifically for beginners. So let's talk about this and let's kind of get through this in sort of a screen flow, step-by-step tutorial, talking about some of the items that I'm going to go through in just a second. So if you go to aweber.com, you can pull up the website here. You can learn a little bit, if you want, about some of the high-level functionality of this tool. So for example, it allows you to do email marketing much more powerfully. You can see, for example, who is opening up your emails, who is clicking the links in your emails, and you could send an email, a mass email to like 50,000 people, right? If you wanted to, using this tool. I use this with my own company, crowdfunding.com, when it comes to sending out emails to my audience. I'll naturally have a bunch of people who have subscribed over the years from my YouTube channel, from my podcast, from my blog, from all of my work, and as well when working with a digital marketing client who signed up to the agency and who wants help with doing email marketing for their business, their service-based business, their product-based business, whatever. You also can use this tool as well. Some of the other benefits would be landing pages, helping you set up a website so you can gather email addresses. Email automation. This is a very powerful way to make sure you stay consistent with your email marketing, but also so that when someone, for example, signs up to your website or signs up on a landing page, you can put them through an automated email sequence. So they deliver automated emails on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, or however you'd like, whatever cadence you would like. So you can warm them up to your business, you can educate them, you can drive the traffic to different websites or different products that you have, etc. You can also set up sales pages and process sales this way. And also there is a really cool AI and Canva built-in tool. So that gives you a sort of, first of all, a high-level overview. In this beginner-friendly video, we're going to be focusing primarily on email marketing, landing pages, a tiny bit of automation, and we might touch a little bit on the sales component. We're not going to get too much into the AI side because that is always changing every single day, and I have a lot of other videos out there on that. So first of all, to look at this, you can get started with this tool even if you just don't have a budget whatsoever. So if you're a nonprofit organization or you're just getting started in the online business realm, or you have a small company, you don't have yet the budget for email marketing when it comes to a tool, you can get started with no credit card required for free at $0 per month at the time I'm recording this video. I do think it makes a lot of sense if you want to have, for example, multiple automations or multiple landing pages, etc., or have different people at your company using the software to use the light version. If you want to as well. And the cool thing here, unlimited subscribers, right? The other thing here would be having the plus version. I think this would be very valuable if you want to have multiple email lists, landing pages, automations, and unlimited users, have sales tracking, all that kind of stuff. This would really be for you if you're interested in the plus version there. So we'll talk about this. And if you want to help the channel, go down below, click the link crowdfunding.com/Aweber. And if you go and you sign up for Aweber, this tool, you can follow along with this tutorial. And in that way, you can also help out the channel. And we'll get a small commission at no expense to you if you decide to use one of the paid versions, but no pressure whatsoever when it comes to that. So when you set up this tool, you're going to get this really nifty looking dashboard here. So this is probably, to me, very confusing once you're getting started, but I'm going to demystify this for you, make this super easy for you, man. Make sure you get a cup of iced coffee or whatever it is that your beverage of choice. get a snack because this is going to be a really fun and wild ride when it comes to using this tool. So first of all, you using the free version, you're only allowed one list. So I set this up under my company name, CrowdCrux, when it comes to this specific list, just to give you guys an idea of this. So come here. First of all, what you see on the left-hand side are a bunch of different menu items. And you also have a quick menu if you want to. You have messages. These are really your email broadcasts, your email campaigns, the messages which you're sending out there to the universe, to your audience, to your crowd, right? That you're going to then be tracking in the future. You then have your automations. Automations is really if you're setting up those, again, email automated sequences to put people through a specific sequence, to warm them up, to drive different traffic to different places, etc. You then have your subscribers. These are the people that have signed up to receive your emails or that you've imported manually. You then have your pages and forms, just again, your landing pages, those kinds of things where people can sign up actually to become one of your subscribers. You have options, and then you have a couple of more features here. So web push, this is also something that I'm not going to cover too much when it comes to this, but I first of all want to get into some options. So when it gets to your options here, then we'll get into some of these other items. You're first going to want to name your list to something that's relevant, that's going to make a lot of sense here. Your description, your from email address, how do you want people to receive the emails which you are sending, those kinds of things, etc. So that's really important when it comes to your list name and description. And also, if you want to, you can personalize a confirmation message when someone actually signs up via your subscription. And you can also personalize your list as well. If you want to have your logo, company name, website, all that kind of stuff, you can very easily do that here in list options. There's also a segment here which is called tags. So in my opinion, one of the most powerful ways to really understand your audience and to get the most out of email marketing is to have a sense of who these people are. And that's kind of where these tags come into play. So once this loads here in just a second, we'll be getting into tags. If that's going to take a second, we might actually move on to the next section while that loads here. Let's see if we can get the tags here up. There we go. So tags, again, are about categorization. So for example, you could have a tag where people signed up via social media or they signed up via a specific landing page. You can tag them in different ways to coordinate the organization, right, of your subscribers. And then lastly, custom fields here are for when people are signing up via your landing page or they're signing up for your email list. You could have a custom field, which maybe you ask them to fill out a little bit of information. I'm going to share this with you in just a second. I'm going to let this load here because we've got a little bit of slow loading time at the moment. Before we get into messages, automation, subscribers, and landing pages, let me also quickly share with you this web push feature, which is actually something that's newer. So if you've ever gone to one of those websites and someone's like, hey, would you like to get a push notification whenever we publish a new blog post or whenever we have a new news announcement or something like that? That's exactly what these push notifications are. This is a very powerful way to make sure that not only are you gathering people's email addresses, but as you can see here on the right, if you want to, you could ask people on your website, hey, are you interested in receiving web notifications in my Google Chrome browser when I put out something new? So that's really what these web notifications are. And then we'll get into some of these other items in a little bit. To come back here to custom forms. So you could say, for example, hey, where did you find out about me? Or if you have a specific prospect list, maybe a new product you're coming out with, you could say, what got you excited about this? Or what piece of functionality you're most excited, looking forward to? Or if it's a business of some kind, what are you really looking to help with? If you wanted to, you could add different custom forms, which would then, when someone signs up via a landing page, they could fill out this information. They gave this really kind of cute, kind of neat favorite food option. For me, my favorite food, man, is definitely sushi, ramen. I love Japanese food, katsu, like all that kind of stuff is so amazing. I've actually never been to Japan. I've been to South Korea. I've been to a lot of countries in Southeast Asia. I've been to China. I have yet to been to Japan. This is missing out. So I definitely should go and check that out, specifically when it's not cold there, right? I live in Miami, Florida, and one of the things here in Miami is I love it when it's warm. So definitely got to check out Japan when it is not super cold out there. But anyway, let's get back to this today's tutorial here. So let's go to messages. Let's start with messages. So this is probably your key goal when it comes to using an email tool, which is to send out broadcast emails, right? How do we do this? On the right-hand side here, you're going to see messages. You can very easily create a message. If you want to, you could use a smart designer, which you can literally just put the URL of your website and it's going to create a template automatically for your email communications from your website. Very powerful way to do that if you want to. You could also use HTML editor, which I think is a little bit more advanced. You really should only be using that probably if you are a designer or if you're a coder in some way. And then you have the drag and drop editor. I would say the vast majority of my audience, the people who are loving this, listening to this, taking action, investing in your education, moving your life forward, excited, relentless, hungry to get the word out there to the world about your products, your services, your mission, and impact the world for the positive, probably are using drag and drop editor because this is the easiest. We don't have to spend too much time and attention and energy figuring this out. My gosh, I love when things are efficient, easy to use, not difficult, right? When something is complicated, hard to use, it's just creating more friction than necessary. And I have bigger problems to solve when I'm trying to impact the world ethically, right? Beyond just figuring out like some technology stuff, right? So when you come here, first of all, in the upper left-hand side, you are going to have your subject line. So the subject line is going to be what they're going to see in their email, Gmail, Outlook, or whatever when they open up the email. So subject line could be something like, you got to see this. So I am a copywriter. I also am a writer myself. I've written 10 different books, and I love to use emojis in my subject lines. And I love to create curiosity. I want someone to want to open up the email because there's going to be something really cool waiting for them, and then deliver on that promise with some epic content, right? So this to me would be like kind of curiosity, kind of interesting, stand out to them in their email inbox likely. But you could have something more boring, more corporate if you wanted to. You could have like 5 tips to, I don't know, let's just say if you have a business, for example, like some kind of business that's trying to help people or trying to sell clothing to people. You could be like 5 tips to measure your body, you know, if you wanted to for great looking clothes or great fitting clothes. Like you could do that, obviously, but I prefer more of this style. So here, you then can drag and drop very easily when it comes to text, when it comes to images. If you wanted to embed a video, you could do that. You could also even do buttons, a product, logo, signature, all this kind of information you can use to basically customize the look and the feel of your email. So for example here, you see here, I just dragged and dropped that text field. On the right, we can change the background color if we wanted to. We could change the alignments, right? When it comes to that, if we wanted to, we could have even some spacing, add a column if we wanted to have more of like a columnized experience. And in that way, give a much better feel if we wanted to, you know, categorize information in different ways. So we have that here. Let's undo that. So in the top right there, we clicked undo. So let's just say that we're going to add just one block of text here, drag and drop, and we'll just have like some more information. Please, or actually, let's not have a bullet point here. Let's say, please respond to this email if you like what I'm talking about. So you would customize this. You would change up the type of text you maybe in terms of the font, the size, if you want to, the spacing, all the kind of stuff you might have with like Microsoft Word, right? Basically, you can change the look and the feel. And you can also customize, if you wanted to, your name, the photo here. You can upload your own beautiful looking photo, or you could even just have a standard image if you wanted to. I would recommend putting your name. I find that helps a lot with emails and people realizing this is coming from a real person, not just a random, you know, bot or something like that online, right? We're actually real people, guys. We are real people. So anyway, if you like the look and the feel of it, you can then click preview, and this will allow you to see what this looks like or how this is going to look like when you send. Okay. If you also wanted to, you could preview this, as you can see, via mobile. So if someone has a phone and they're reading your email, you can get a sense of this. I think this is really useful because most people, I'd say of my audience, at least 50% of the people are viewing on mobile. If I'm doing more of like a course or training or information like that, it might be via desktop or iPad. Or obviously, if we're doing a Zoom call, it's typically via iPad or desktop. But I would say if they're reading an email, a lot of people read email on mobile these days. So make sure you preview that. And in that way, you can make it much more interesting. You can also see here on the upper right-hand corner, you can actually personalize this email. If you wanted to personalize by their name, you could say, "You got to see this, Sal," right? And have this like maybe put the emoji up here. "You got to see this, Sal." And I might even put this before the ... right? There we go. So now it looks like it was sent personally to me, and it's going to be something that's really exciting or interesting or something that I want to see. Also with personalizing, you can also their location if you wanted to, or like everyone in the USA must see this, or everyone in Miami must view this, or would love this, right? If you also have different snippets which you've gathered yourself, you could include that, or with your other information, right, when it comes to your subscriber details. Lastly, you can add in other information here if you wanted to. I'm going to put my public email here. If you guys want to contact me, you can email me, and you could send a test message as terms of what this email would look like. So if you're like, I want to make sure I get this right before I blast this out to thousands of people, you could send a test email from this screen. Okay, so let's go back here to the editor first of all. So we're going to exit the preview, and let's just say we like this. We enjoy that. We like this. We don't need to get too fancy. If we wanted to, we could add in product, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. We would then click save and exit. Okay, so we're going to click save and exit. And what that's going to do is that's going to load that up in our messages list here, which will happen in just a second, and you'll be able to see what that looks like. While that's actually happening, if you do find that this is good quality education information, if you like my teaching style, if you like the way I'm explaining it in sort of a no-nonsense way, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, helps get the video out there to more people, and also helps more people get excited about email marketing, right? Because this is a really powerful way that I would say most business owners are just not even using this tool in their marketing in general. And that's my goal, is to get you excited and get you wanting to participate in marketing, because you can blow your company up with marketing, get so much traffic, attention to your products, your services. You can spread the vision worldwide of what you're trying to do. It's all about the marketing, my friends. And unfortunately, sometimes the best marketed product wins, not necessarily the best product. Okay, so we got this loaded up here in messages. So you can see here, you can preview this, you can copy this. If you wanted to, you could edit it again. The one I'm going to do right now is I'm going to schedule this. Okay, so let's just say that we wanted to have this be sent at a specific time. We could very easily click choose date here, toggle this, and we could select where we want to actually send this and in which time zone. So maybe most of our subscribers are in Australia. Okay, we want to make sure we're in the Australian time zone in the morning, right? On a Tuesday. When it comes to sending emails, typically Tuesday to Thursday are the best days to send emails. Usually in the morning is good when people are checking their emails. Also a little bit after lunch, in the afternoon around like 2 or 3. And lastly, in the evening around 8 or 9 o'clock, typically is another good time to send when it comes to emails if you want some best practices there. Let's just say we want to send it immediately. There we go. The next is you're going to have to say which audience you want to send this to. So we haven't gotten to that yet in the tutorial here, but if you already have an audience of subscribers, you could send it to your active subscriber list, or you could have specific lists, or you could even exclude different lists, which I'll get into a little bit later when it comes to subscribers. Okay. You then have, if you wanted to, you can apply a certain automation. I don't think there's a need to get into that right now. And lastly, you can share this as well. I do recommend clicking link clicks, tracking link clicks. Say that 3 times fast, tracking link clicks in this message. And I also think it's great if you can look at the statistics behind open rates, behind delivery rates, behind click-through rates. All that kind of stuff will give you a tremendous amount of information about your tribe. Okay, so let's just say we like this and we're just going to send this to the active subscriber list. We click send now. We're going to send it immediately. And I just have a couple of dummy emails, and I think my own email that's been subscribed here to the subscriber list. So it's going to start sending it. You can see it here. And then once people start opening it, you're going to have some information come in. So for example, here's one where I just sent this to some dummy emails, and I think 1 or 2 from the company, my company, and we just opened it just to give you some example data here, right? So you have a couple that were open. You can see clicks, sales if you wanted to. If you had a product, for example, you include it in that email, you could see the sales come in there, web hits, right? Subscribers, domains, all that kind of stuff. And you can also see it over what span of time. So you get a lot of great information here. And really, to me, this is like invaluable about the data you have when it comes to your prospective buyers. If you're doing a Kickstarter campaign, your wait list, if you're doing an e-commerce product launch more traditionally, the people that are going to pre-order the product are going to own it eventually. If you're doing a regulation equity crowdfunding campaign, your startup investors, like so many different use cases, right? When it comes to Aweber that can really have some really powerful analytics here. So you've just discovered so far at this point in the video how to actually send a message, right? When it comes to doing using this tool. The other thing I want to point out before we get more into subscribers, and to me as a marketer, I will be very honest with you, and this is kind of like a little bit of a secret, okay? So I have great products out there. Like I have this book I wrote, the Kickstarter Launch Formula. This is a book that's available on Audible. If you go and check it out, you can also get a free version of it, and you can sign up for a free 30-day trial of Audible at Kickstarter at crowdcrux.com/Kickstarter audio. I'll include that link down below. So I've written books out there in the industry. I also have a free course for people that are looking to launch a Kickstarter campaign to raise money for a new product, a new business, or something like that. And you can check out the course at crowdcrux.com/Kickstarter. I also have a website, my friends, where I publish podcasts, where I have videos, right? Where I have blog posts. We've done over 400 episodes. I help people with digital marketing. Also, if you're trying to set up a website, you're trying to do email marketing, you're trying to do Facebook ads, like all that stuff we help when it comes to this. You can contact me here on the website. Despite all of that, I will tell you this secret. I don't always know what is going to work. I have intuition based on my previous experience, of course, and from seeing what works with many different campaigns and products and messages and audiences. And I have some intuition, but I don't always know what is going to hit and what's going to work. And that's why we do split testing. So split testing is a really powerful feature of Aweber because you can send out an email and you can split test it and you can see which version works better. And that's how, as marketers, as like a professional marketer, as a digital marketer, as an agency, that's really our philosophy is we like data-driven marketing. We want to behave as scientists, right? We are artists at heart. Like we love design. I love copy. I love, the intuition behind marketing, getting people excited and getting them to buy stuff or check out things. I love that, right? The persuasion element. However, at the core, we are science-driven, which is you need to have a hypothesis and you need to gather data. So what you can do is you can create a split test and you can have 2 different variations, okay? And you can, let's just say we're going to have a sample split test. We'll do sample, split it 50-50 if you want to, and you can create a split test. And then you can have a broadcast go out underneath that split test, right? So you send that broadcast email and one version goes to one set of subscribers and another version goes to another set. So I don't want to get too into that because this is aimed at beginners, right? But that just shows you the power of email marketing, something you can look at in your own time. Want to take all the stress out of fulfilling your Kickstarter rewards? Fulfillrite is the turnkey solution that puts product delivery on autopilot. The Top Campaigns uses trusted high-tech provider to store, package, and ship their products. Focus on growing your business. Leave shipping to the experts. Don't wait. Get a custom quote from Fulfill Right today. Link in the description. So some other things with messages would be the template manager. The template manager, you can easily customize. You can create your own designs. You can use the smart designer, which draws from your website. You can come here and you can see the template manager. So I think we've gone over the messages enough. I don't want to beat a dead horse when it comes to that's also a horrible saying, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go into pages and forms and subscribers next. So let's start with subscribers here. So first of all, the subscribers section allows you to see everyone who has quote unquote become a lead. They've subscribed to your email newsletter or they've subscribed to your database, right? They've in some way given their contact information, okay? From this dashboard, you can also manually or import subscribers. So you could add a subscriber here. And that way, if you have like someone who you met at a trade show or you met at an event or something like that, and you maybe wrote down or you got some business cards, you could get the intern, or you could do it yourself, right? You could get them to add it to this specific tool using the add subscribers functionality here, enter their name, email, right? Any kind of tags you want them to have and any custom fields. So I would probably give that task to the intern. Not the funnest thing to do yourself, right? And what else are interns for, right? When it comes to that, just at harmless joke at their expense. So you could obviously also import subscribers here as well. So I think this is pretty straightforward. I don't think there's anything magical, right, about this. The only other thing you might want to look at if you're monitoring other people would be like the import history, maybe if you're just trying to make sure that people are doing their job or something like that. And you could do some bulk unsubscribes, or you could do blocking. Like this kind of gets a little bit more sophisticated beyond the beginner friendly tutorial I'm trying to create today. But what you should just know is that these things are available when it comes to this specific tool. So let's get into pages and forms. This is one of the most exciting parts of the video. If you are excited to learn about pages, forms, getting people's contact information who you've never met before, getting strangers around the globe to become a part of your mission and become part of your email marketing database, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, leave it a positive comment down below. Let me know, what are you trying to accomplish with Aweber? Who are you? Where are you from, right? What is your business? Tell me a little bit about you. So first of all, let's start with landing pages. Landing pages are very different from websites. And this is a service that we help with digital marketing with a lot of different businesses. And we're actually really good at creating landing pages. They look a lot better than what you're going to see here. But anyway, come here to landing pages. And what you can do, and this is kind of like a quick and dirty way to accomplish this, right, is you can come here, and if you wanted to, you could look at some of the different templates that are available. So for example, let's just say you run a podcast and you wanted to build an email list for your podcast or something like that. You could come here, you could preview this, and you could create a simple tool like this where people could, if you wanted to, support the podcast right then and there, or enter their name and email and join your newsletter as the person who is doing a podcast. I personally don't actually like the design of this landing page very much. I would probably not recommend that as a landing page, but it is something you could do. Crowdfunding. This is also one of my niches. One of the things that I help with is crowdfunding campaigns, Kickstarter, Indiegogo. Let's just say coaching. You could also do this. We'll preview this one as well. So we'll just do like one or two previews so you can see, and then we'll get more into how to customize this. So if you want to create, this is more of a sales page where people can actually buy a course or something like that. So you can process sales pages like this, and you can also have a section where people can enter their name and email. And also here, as we were going to bring up the coaching one, so you guys can see that really quickly here. While this loads, I'm going to scroll back here, and we'll go back to the previous section here on landing pages. So one other note here is that landing pages are their own kind of topic when it comes to digital marketing. And I do think it really does pay tremendous dividends to learn a lot about landing pages, because if you're a business owner, this is the number one thing of lead generation that can really determine the success of your business, right? So for example, let's just say you want to do a webinar or something like that. We'll preview this here. People can enter their name and email, and they can save their seat, right, for the webinar very easily using Aweber. So I would dare say that Aweber is becoming a much more sophisticated tool. We actually use Lead Pages as an agency when it comes to setting up landing pages because it's much more professional and there's a lot more functionality, and you can actually do a lot more A/B testing and stuff like that. But I do think that Aweber has been doing great about upgrading their functionality, and one of the reasons why I'm including them in today's tutorial here. Here's the other one for the crowdfunding campaign where people can learn more and sort of create this sample page right here for a crowdfunding campaign page. So you have a sense of this at this point in time. Let's kind of manually create and just go through the basics of a landing page so that you can see how easy it is to set up one of these suckers. And we'll also, while that's loading, go and check out the signups form feature as well. So sign-up forms are kind of like a bare bones landing page, basically. So you can collect subscribers running Facebook ads. It's one of the most common ways. Meta ads, now they're called Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google. One of the easiest ways to build a wait list or a subscriber base is using forms. So you could do this on a landing page or on a website. All right, so we have here now the form section. If you're looking to design a form and insert that on your own website, you can do that quite easily using the template gallery here. You can see here if you want to do a sale or you want to gather other information, you can select that template. You can load the template. You can get that going. You can have your own if you wanted to. You can customize this all when it comes to the headers, footers, all this kind of information. You want to add a counter, a countdown timer of some kind, you can also do that. So you really just, I think picking one of these templates is probably the easiest ways to do this. You want to do a Black Friday sale or a Cyber Monday sale, right? Something like that. You could also easily do that here, and you can submit this information on, so someone can join your email list on your website. So you would then embed this. If you go to the second one, you would name this. So my web form will say sample. Okay, and we'll just say go to step 2. Save form, and there we go. We can install it on our website. You would give your tech guy or yourself, if you're doing your own technology, you would just copy and paste that on your website and wherever you would want that to appear, right, on your site, you would have your code. So I would say the vast majority of my audience are probably sending people more so to a landing page because it's, again, going to be much better at controlling the flow of traffic. So if we go to landing pages here, let's choose and let's create a new one from scratch. So this is, again, going to take a little bit more time than if you were just to have a template or something like that, but it's going to be a lot more customization, a lot more flexibility, and really a great way to make sure that you get what you are looking for. So this one, if you want to have, we could edit the settings, we could change up the text, we could insert images, we could add a video even, right? There's a lot of ways in which we could actually change this up. So that way we have something that's much more in line with what we are trying to accomplish. So let's add in a form here, drag and drop, pretty easy. Got the name and email. In terms of best practices, you guys are going to get a kind of a, what's the word? A jump start on some of the best practices here when it comes to doing a landing page. So let's move this here. Okay. So we have the name and email. And again, I'm doing this in real time. So this is definitely one of those things where it behooves you to have a little bit of time to be able to accomplish this. We're going to add in some text. Let's add in a text block here in the middle. So we now have a title. We have the text here. And what I'm going to do is this is a very common landing page format, is I'm going to have some check items here. So let's pretend this is a check item. Maybe we can even change that here. If you give me a second here. We got some number and bullet lists. Let's see if we can get a check. Green check. Boom. And we won't even need a list here. Let's just do this. We'll do a center alignment. See what that looks like for us. So now at this point in time, we have a main header, as you can see here. We have this row, and we also have this form where people can enter their name and email. So at this point in time, what I'm going to say is, if you're building your own landing page, let's think of something really interesting that we could promise people, first of all, to sign up for this. So let's assume you are running a business, right? You're running a business and you're selling a service of some kind, or you're selling a product of some kind. Let's just say that you're selling something for lawyers or something like that. Or we could even say you're selling like more professional practice. Maybe you have a massage, parlor, or you even have a dentist office or something like that. What you'd want to do is you'd want to gain access to something for free that's going to be valuable to the end person. So let's just say that you are doing, or even a gym, fitness, right? Really easy one. So we'll say easy fitness tips to build a rock solid physique. And I'm coming up with this literally in real time here, physique. So might not be the best here. Okay. Weekly, get access to the best fitness tips weekly in your inbox. Best. Okay, and let's make this underlined here. So this is kind of what we're promising, right? Easy fitness tips to build a rock solid physique for a gym, we'll just say. Get access to the best tips weekly in your inbox. So again, with this landing page, I'm not like saying, join my newsletter or get weekly promotions from the gym or something like that, right? I'm trying to think about something where someone's going to want to get on that newsletter. They're going to want to get fitness physiques, or maybe for the summer, you could even customize it for like to get fit for the summer, or to build those abs for the summer, or to get your summer body, or to, do something like that. You can think about an interesting way to phrase this major title. And then we'll say, in terms of some checklist items, if we want to make this more customized, we'll say new fresh tips delivered weekly. Okay, we're just going to make this faster here. Copy and paste. We'll say, get access to limited time gym promos and news. We'll do one more here. And I don't really like the middle, so we might change that. But we'll do last one. We'll say is we'll say discounts and personal training. Discounts and personal training info. So the belief is that by signing up, they're going to get access to these, and we would have a little bit more, time spent on making this look nice. But just a quick one, then enter their name and email here. So this would be like a super bare bones, basic landing page. Again, we didn't spend any kind of time yet on customizing the design, the look, the feel. But I like this format. It's proven to work much better than if you're just asking someone to like sign up, right, for a newsletter or something like that. Okay. So we got that. We got the mobile preview. If we wanted to, so someone can come here. They can look at what this is going to look like, enter name and email, and we're just going to go back to the editor. So what you've accomplished, or what we've accomplished at this point in time, is 1, you've seen how to create broadcast emails. 2, you now know how to create a landing page, whether that's using a template or your own landing page, in order to entice people to then give their email by sharing that link to that landing page on your social media. You could drive Facebook traffic if you wanted to that landing page to get signups from people you've never met before. You could also even put that link in on your website or something like that. So that way you can also get much higher quality people that are signing up who want to get actionable advice and tips from you, right? And it's going to have much better results. So we've gone over pages, we've gone over subscribers. We talked a little bit about some of these other items. The last one on the list is really automations. So automations, I think the most likely one to use is going to be from a welcome campaign of some kind. So I'm going to delete this. We're going to recreate this here from scratch. Let's delete this here. So when it comes to doing an automation, again, when someone enters their name and email, they're going to start getting emails from you automated by using a campaign like this. So when we create an automation here, you can select which style of automation you would like to get. So maybe that's a mini course or a series or just a welcome email of some kind. I'm just going to say welcome email. A lot of this is fancy marketing terms. Lead magnet, that's like a fancy marketing term. I hate these big terms we throw around as digital marketers that don't really communicate anything to like the average layperson. But a lead magnet is just something you're giving away for free, like a free book or a free course or something for free you're offering, right? It's called a lead magnet. But anyway, to get to the point, so this is a welcome series. You can see here, first of all, the trigger. So the trigger is when this is going to start. When someone subscribes, it's going to start this campaign. So if a new subscriber joins the email list, it's going to start the train of emails here. If you wanted to, you could replace this trigger, right? You could, if a certain tag, for example, if you wanted to, you could replace this trigger. For example, if a certain tag is applied or something like that, you could do that. So you have your first email. You can see here, this should be just like a thank you for subscribing email, right? It's a single message. You can see this. You can preview it if you wanted to. This is just a thank you. Hey, thank you for subscribing to my list. Or you can send them some kind of communication like go and check out this page or go and check out this video or welcome, right? You can customize this. You can have your own logo. You can have your own text here in order to actually make that look much better. So let's just say we're going to click this button so we can edit this. So let's just say we want to edit, like I said, the welcome email. It's going to bring up the editor here. So that's going to show you what it's going to look like. There you go. You can now edit the logo. You can edit all of this information and you can edit that email, right? When it comes to your autoresponder sequence. Okay, I'm going to save and exit here. So this is going to take us back to the screen where we have then the list of all of the different automated emails, right? So that's really going to be the screen you're going to go to most frequently because that's where you're going to edit the emails that people are going to receive after they enter their name and email through your landing page or if you add them manually. The next key bit of functionality here is the wait period. So maybe you want to send them an email every other day, or maybe you want to send them one once a week, or maybe once a month. You can customize the wait period. And in that way, someone's going to get an automated email from you 1 day after, 2 days after, right? And if you want to, you could also set a custom time. So like you're going to maybe send them an email in the evening, or you're going to send them an email on weekends only, right? Or something like that. You could customize that if you wanted to and change the wait period. But aside from that, I would say this is pretty self-explanatory in that you can go about editing these different emails. And so you're going to send one, on this day, one on that day, one on the next day. And going beyond this, it sort of goes more into the actual email marketing strategy or the email marketing content calendar or what your objectives are with email marketing. It gets more into the marketing phase beyond the tech phase, right? When it comes to customizing the rest of this information. So I'm going to click save and exit, and that's going to save this email automation, which you can see here, and it's currently in draft phase. So if we wanted to, we could preview it, we could edit it again, or we could activate it, right? So now it's active. Now anyone who subscribes to my newsletter or my list is going to start to get these email automations. If you want to send it off, you could pause it, you could stop it. Right now I'm just going to pause it. And you can turn on and off that automation sequence. I would say that in terms of best practices, the best practice typically is to think about how you're going to use this automation sequence. Do you want to create a free course? Do you want to create an indoctrination sequence so that when people sign up, for example, for that gym newsletter we were talking about, right? They're going to get a couple of quick tips and they're going to get to know you, maybe one video or one email on the founding team or some of the options available in terms of personalized classes or those kinds of things, right? You can very easily get something set up where it's automated. And in that way, anyone who joins your email list is going to get those emails regardless, in addition to your live real-time emails you send out maybe on a weekly or a monthly basis. So at this point in the video, we have gone through broadcast emails, we've gone through landing pages, we've gone through automation. We're kind of getting to the limit of the functionality when it comes to Aweber. If this is a tool that you like and it's something that you find interesting, if it's something that you really want to harness the power of email marketing, I do recommend that you check out some of these other tiers. Even the light tier is pretty affordable at the end of the day. If you want to have multiple landing pages, for example, or you want to have multiple automations and users, if you want everything unlimited, right? Then I think it definitely makes a lot of sense to consider the $19 a month tier. It's only almost $240 a year. It's not a lot in marketing terms. And you get a lot of functionality. You can have a huge list. You can have automations. You can have landing pages. You can have email lists, right? You can maybe have one free course. You can have one sign up for your newsletter. You can have another one. They enter their name and email. They get access to a book or something like that, an ebook. So many ways to actually use email marketing. So at this point in the video, first of all, if you want to check out email marketing in action, the best way to do that, if you are interested in raising money for a new product or a new business using Kickstarter, is to join my free Kickstarter course. Probably the easiest way. In addition, I have a newsletter, which you can join at crowdcrux.com/newsletter. And you can get access to killer crowdfunding tips when it comes to crowdfunding, raising money there. But if you're more interested in Sal, this is a lot of information and I could do this, but I just kind of want to have a company take this over for me. I just want to get this off my plate. I want to have a team that I can depend on, that understands my goals, that knows how to actually achieve them, that can build me a list of leads, a wait list even, or people that are excited about my business that can then turn into customers, right? If I want to build a list of prospects, if I want to build my audience online, get a tribe of people that are excited, hanging on my every word, so I can send them emails, deliver a river of traffic to content I'm putting out, be that a YouTube video or a blog post or an announcement or a new sale or a digital product or a physical product or a service, and get tons of people checking it out at one time. And you want help with that. Digital marketing is kind of like one of the most difficult pieces to figure out because there's just so many moving pieces. And that's why I've really spent my life figuring out how all of this works, helping many students along the path, but also helping businesses who sign up for CrowdCrux, which is my marketing agency. So if you're interested in learning more about some of those services, which I can help you with, shoot me an email. Literally just shoot me an email here at the contact form. Tell me more about you. Tell me about your goals. Tell me about what you're looking for. You're looking for help with Facebook ads. You're looking for help with email marketing. Or you're looking for help with writing articles and blog posts. You want to produce videos even, or podcasts, or really, what do you want to do when it comes to your marketing game? I've worked with a lot of different types of clients over the years, but I would say the big one is that I like working with companies that are ethical, that are mission driven, that want to do big things, and that are willing to hustle. Like, they want people on their team that are hustlers, that are killers, that are, go after the jugular when it comes to that, but they're also ethical and mission driven. If that sounds like you, go to this website, crowdcrux.com, shoot me a contact message and we can talk about that. But without further ado, hope they enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Come subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. I will include the link to Aweber at crowdcrux.com/Aweber. If you do want to check out the free plan or the paid plan, you can go and check it out there. And thank you so much if you decide to go through that link, because again, you'll get a small commission at no expense to you. Again, my name is Salvador Briggman, and I will see you next time.